Hello there, this is Ina from Taproot Tarot, and I have been away for a little bit. So sorry about that. I have so many video ideas, and I wish I had time to do like 2 videos a week to get through them all. But I've gotten a whole bunch of stuff completed, lots of outdoor projects, which really needed to be done before a heat wave set in, and then the heat wave set in, and so I got a bunch of indoor kind of stuff done. Lots of rearranging and deep cleaning and stuff like that. So it's been really good, a lot of stuff that really needed to happen, and now I'm glad to be back to make a couple videos today and hopefully get at least one of them out later this evening. This is one that I wanted to get to a while ago. I received a gift a little over a week ago, a week and a day, I think. And I'm so delighted to have received this. This is a deck from a viewer whose handle is It's Cold Somewhere. And if you look on my last video, Jack's Tarot Positivity tag, in the comments you'll see them offering this to me, which is so very kind. I want to make it very clear that for a number of reasons, I don't want to encourage gifts at all, mostly for safety, but also for my upper Midwestern guilt complex. I'm trying to mature past that because I know when people give gifts, it's out of joy. I enjoy giving gifts, and the last thing a gift giver wants is to deal with the recipient's guilt. That's kind of ridiculous, but I can't help it. I'm an upper Midwesterner, and I think a lot of people have that problem as well. So I definitely don't want to encourage gifts at all. However, this was one time where I made an exception. I will say I have received a couple others which I haven't yet acknowledged on camera. Luna from Watermoon Cards gave me a deck that she wasn't using anymore, which I absolutely love and I have big plans for. So you'll see that one at another time. And I didn't get permission from them to mention it, but another fellow tarot tuber has given me a workbook that they had an extra of. So that's so kind and greatly appreciated. And again, it would be a rare exception where I would accept a gift. So in this case, a very kind viewer happened to have a deck. That's one that I've been wanting. And this is a first edition version of it, which was printed 10 years ago. So this is also a celebration of this deck's 10th birthday, which is pretty great. So I'm going to pull this off camera and take the contents out of this box. Oh, how very sweet. There's a tarot coin I was not expecting. Oh, that's just lovely. Oh, what a delight. I'll look forward to looking more closely at that off camera. Oh, you guys, I'm so excited about this. Okay, one sec, let me look at this note. Oh, they wrote me such a lovely note. I won't read all of it out loud, but just expressing some appreciation for my channel, which I just adore. Every single day I am blown away by the fact that there are fellow dorks out there who enjoy me dorking out my tarot collection, and I absolutely adore it. So I'm so glad to have found my people, and I find it hard to believe that anyone appreciates what I have to say, and I'm just overjoyed whenever I hear that that some folks do, and that's awesome. And they noted that this was sent on summer solstice of 2026, which is just lovely. So thank you so very much. It's Cold Somewhere. I can't tell you how delighted I am to receive this. I don't have the words, but let's open it up and check it out together. Wow, what a treasure. Oh my gosh. This is Tarocchi Perrin, 1865 by Giordano Berti. It is one of my unicorn decks, which I mentioned in my last video. And I think it is just an absolutely stunning deck. And I have admired it from afar for quite some time. And, you know, all the different factors, you know, availability and budget and all those just hadn't quite aligned yet for me to acquire this deck for myself. And it turns out a lovely viewer happened to have a copy that they were willing to give to me. So this is absolutely magnificent. I am just over the moon to receive something so lovely. This is number 206 out of 600 of Giordano Berti's 2016 version of this deck. And included is a note written by Giordano Berti. And there's a little book. I I don't know anything about this deck, and there is a mass market version, which I mentioned in my last video, that I was kind of tempted to look for, but then I thought, you know, I would really actually love Giordano Berti's booklet. I love his booklets, and his tarot history book is for sure one of my favorite tarot history books. So I'm just ecstatic to have this. I actually think I'm going to pause the video and give this a quick peruse so that I can have some information to share with you as we go through this deck. One moment. All right, so this was created by a book publisher called Claudio Perrin in Turin, Italy, around 1865. And Giordano notes that the tarot deck really didn't receive any attention and didn't go down in any history books, even though Claudio Perrin was a well-known lithographer and is credited with a number of books. He speculates, Berti does, that the deck didn't get a lot of attention because he wasn't a tarot publisher and didn't have a distribution network for his cards. But here are some illustrations from books published by Perrin. The artist of this deck is unknown. But Berti does note that for many of the cards, the artist was clearly inspired by Della Rocco's work in Gumppenberg's Sopraffino Tarot. And I would consider the Perrin to be one of the Sopraffino patterns. For those of us who consider Sopraffino to be a pattern and not just one specific deck, there are differing opinions on that. So we can see the Gumppenberg on the left and the Perrin on the right for all of these. So these are some cards that are similar, but Berti notes that others really differ from Gumppenberg's Sopraffino deck. So let's get this deck out and take a look. Oh, this feels lovely. This is my third Berti deck, and I just think the quality is gorgeous. It's a beautiful papery cardstock that's slippery and feels sturdy. Does that sound nice? And it's not in order, so let's just take a look at it in the order that we received it. I think the warm colors are just lovely. This is one that is different from others in the Sopraffino pattern. He's got a jester's marat and a unique hat. This is Il Matto. Really fun. Look at the position of the feet. It's just lovely. The horses look like they're having an argument. Now, Berti did note that he found one book where this was mentioned, and he's been through all of the different tarot history books, and it was one by Lo Scarabeo, printed in Turin. I can't remember the date if he put one, but it sounded like it was, you know, from Lo Scarabeo's early history as a company. Gliamonti here, as with the later Italian decks based on the Marseille pattern, is a marriage scene. And look at their clothes. Like, the pants are fantastic. All the layers of the dress and robe are just lovely. And the hat is quite stylish with a little mustache. Yeah, there are just so many lovely quirks to this deck. Temperance is one of the most beautiful temperance cards I've seen. These unique details in the background. A really unique and lovely outfit. So given the beauty of this deck, and as Berti mentions, it would have been considered top quality for the 19th century, it seems unusual that it only shows up in one book. And there was that one very limited and local mass market edition that could be found in Italy. But otherwise it was relatively unknown, which is really unusual for a deck of this quality, and can possibly be explained by the fact that Perrin simply wasn't a tarot creator or a card maker. His very delicate flowers in his crown. Really lovely. This is one of my favorite cards. I've been so excited to finally see this in person. Look how gorgeous this is. We've got Fortune with her cornucopia full of treasures, but which is falling out. And then the incense burner, or censor, which is a visual rhyme that comes from the old Tarot de Marseille critter wearing a skirt with a tail. Look at her rainbow wings. Stunning. Interesting that she's holding lightning bolts like Jupiter. One of these days I'll do a video on the Soprafino pattern. I've been doing some research into it and have found some really interesting tidbits about the various card makers involved, and this deck will make that endeavor more complete. Oh, what a gorgeous sun card. It has a little pipe that the sun is smoking. And we have grown adults pictured in really unique outfits. All of the quartz have such character to them. Such swagger. But with cute little shoes. Even the colors in the pips are gorgeous. Look at that. Oh, stunning. This is just absolutely lovely. I'm so excited to be going through this deck in person. Really interesting scene down below. 6 human figures. A sad scene in this tower card. Gorgeous depiction though. Gosh, the floral details are just lovely. Really sassy Fonte of Swords. Love his eyeshadow. These stripes are amazing. I adore them. Some cool details on the coins. Super neat double. It kind of has the vibe of the Soprafino with You know, just the shape of somebody sitting in the flames holding a trident, but instead of the serpentine creature down below, we have some imps. So this is the printing press of C. Perrin, Claudio Perrin, via Carlo Alberto. And I will note that the mass market version is something like Alberto Perezzi or something, so I'm wondering if it is just a direct line from the original creator of this deck. And Torino or Turin. It's pretty cool. I have both Arabic and Roman numerals. All sorts of interesting little details. Super cool hermit with that traditional oil lamp. Il Penduto. Looks like just Arabic numerals for the triumphs. Another one of my favorite cards from this deck. Look how gorgeous. And we don't have the tetramorph, but instead two lions. And Berti notes that this is a map of Europe, but the artist didn't take into account that it would be reversed as a printing, and so it's backwards. Very lovely as a world card. Quite a beautiful moon card with the lobster unfortunately on a plate. But look at the details. The ships in the ocean. It's amazing. It's pretty friendly looking dogs. Yeah, just like with the sun, the moon has some personality. Really gorgeous. I love the colors in the wings. What a great face. And it is labeled La Morte. Really gorgeous Knight of Coins, look at that. The horse, of course, is mostly what I'm looking at, but he's gorgeous too, I suppose. He's got quite the magnificent mane and facial hair. But look at that pretty baby. I'm going to enjoy looking into the details that are on these coins. Wow, that's interesting. Those two colors there. Kind of fascinating. Ooh, what a great Ace of Cups. Wow. Really fun details. And this is pretty unique, how gorgeous this Fortitude card is. Just lovely. Wow, that is stunning. That looks like a pretty realistic portrait of somebody. Gorgeous. Just love her. Really nice ace with probably oaks and laurels. Possibly oaks and olives, but I don't think so. And an absolutely stunning star card. Looks like the same as the one that the page had. Oh, interesting. Instead of having a label of some kind under the Two of Cups, we just have them sitting on a wall. That's cool. And Il Bagato as a cobbler with some really neat details. Look at those pants. Love the plaid. All these knights are just great. Lovely horses, dashing people. All right, ending on the 8 of batons. How lovely. I really enjoy the back even. Oh my goodness, this is gorgeous. I absolutely adore shuffling a Berti deck. Doesn't feel like this has been shuffled much. Maybe it has, but I'll be very careful with it. I love the feel. It's just like it has this organic paper feel to it. It's just an absolute joy to handle. I don't know what kind of magic Berti makes his decks out of, but it's delightful. Did you see any in here that are unique, that stood out to you? I don't know why, but the Wheel of Fortune and the Fortitude cards in this deck I absolutely adore, especially. The Star card, of course, is really gorgeous, and the Quartz are just great. So I'm really looking forward to reading the manual a little more closely and learning more about this deck, and you'll see it again whenever I do a video on the Soprafino pattern. Well, I'd like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to It's Cold Somewhere for sending this to me out of the just simple kindness of their heart. So grateful beyond words. Oh, and here's the Wheel of Fortune. I just love this card. So thank you so much for the lovely gift. It is more appreciated than I can put into appropriate words, and I will absolutely treasure it. I've really been looking forward to finally getting to see this in person, and I want to thank all of you for checking it out with me. I hope you enjoyed. Tell me if you saw any particular cards that stood out to you as just being so unique about this particular deck. Thanks again. to It's Cold Somewhere, and to all of you. I sure appreciate your presence, and I will talk to you again next time. Bye.